Blake Lively. Just a few years ago, Blake Lively was Hollywood's golden girl, flawless, adored, untouchable. Now, the very audience that once idolized her seems to be vanishing overnight. What happened? Was it a single misstep, or was this downfall years in the making? There's a psychological pattern behind why we build celebrities up and then tear them down, and Blake Lively just found herself at the center of it. This is what we are discussing in today's video. This is F-Scene. Blake Lively was once the epitome of Hollywood royalty. She had the charm, the talent, the picture-perfect life with Ryan Reynolds, everything the public admires in a celebrity. But in an industry that builds people up just to break them down, admiration can turn into resentment in an instant. So how did someone so beloved become the target of backlash? It isn't just about one mistake, it's about something much bigger. A psychological shift happens when we see our favorite celebrities in a different light. And for Blake Lively, that shift happened fast. Let's start from the beginning. Blake wasn't just an actress, she was the actress. From her breakout role as Serena van der Woodsen in Gossip Girl to her seamless transition into Hollywood films, she became a household name. Fans adored her effortless beauty, her high-fashion red carpet moments, and the seemingly perfect love story with Ryan Reynolds. She had it all, and that was part of the problem. The more perfect a celebrity seems, the harder they fall when public perception shifts. And for Blake, that fall began when people started seeing past the glamour. There's a pattern that plays out over and over in Hollywood. We idolize a celebrity, place them on a pedestal, and then we tear them down. Psychologists call this celebrity devaluation. It's when the same audience that once adored a star suddenly starts looking for their flaws. And when they find them, even small ones, they magnify them. At first, Blake was seen as effortless, stylish, and relatable. But then, cracks started to show. Some fans began to feel like she was out of touch, too polished, too perfect. The shift was subtle at first, but once it began, it was impossible to stop. Then came the controversy that changed everything. Blake Lively signed on to star in It Ends With Us, a film based on a novel about domestic violence. Fans expected her to use her platform to raise awareness on the issue. Instead, silence. Blake avoided discussing domestic violence entirely during press interviews, and to make matters worse, she seemed more focused on promoting her hair care brand than the movie itself. To the public, this was tone deaf. How could she be so detached from the very topic her film was centered around? Was it a lack of empathy? A calculated PR move? Or was there something deeper going on? Some speculated that she had never experienced domestic violence herself and didn't feel equipped to speak on it. Others wondered if she had experienced it and was avoiding the topic for personal reasons. But in the court of public opinion, silence is often worse than saying the wrong thing. And for Blake, that silence spoke volumes. The internet doesn't just criticize, it cancels. Once a celebrity is under scrutiny, everything they've ever done is suddenly up for debate. Old clips of Blake resurfaced. People analyzed her past interviews, her red carpet speeches, her behavior in ways they never had before. Moments that once seemed charming were now called inauthentic or performative. It was no longer about It Ends With Us. It became about her entire career. The media frenzy turned into a full-blown takedown, and Blake found herself in a position no celebrity ever wants to be in, on the receiving end of the internet's collective outrage. If things weren't bad enough, tensions behind the scenes of It Ends With Us made things worse. Reports emerged of a major fallout between Blake and her co-star and director Justin Baldoni. While Baldoni handled press interviews with emotional depth, acknowledging the heavy subject matter of the film, Blake seemed disconnected. Then came the rumors. Blake allegedly pushed for a lighter version of the film. Some sources claimed she even attempted to get her own cut approved, which was ultimately rejected in favor of Baldoni's. To the audience, the contrast between them was stark. Baldoni was sensitive and aware, while Blake seemed focused on image and branding. Whether fair or not, it added to the growing perception that she wasn't the right person for the role. The damage was done. One of the harsh realities of fame is that the very people who once idolized you can grow to resent you. Social media constantly feeds us images of celebrities living perfect lives, designer clothes, luxurious vacations, flawless relationships. At first, we admire them. But over time, that admiration can turn into frustration. For years, Blake was everywhere, on red carpets, in magazines, on social media. And as her career grew, so did the feeling that she was too perfect, too untouchable, too lucky. And then, when she finally stumbled, people didn't hesitate to bring her down. There's something unique about celebrity culture today. Fans feel like they know their favorite stars. It's called a parasocial relationship, a one-sided emotional bond where audiences feel personally connected to celebrities. And when that celebrity does something they don't like, it feels personal. Blake Lively had built a fan base that admired her. They felt invested in her life, her choices, her personality. So when she didn't live up to the version of her they had created in their minds, they felt betrayed. That's the danger of fame. Once people think they know you, they expect you to meet their standards. And if you don't, they turn on you. Public perception isn't just about actions, it's about how you handle those actions. Had Blake responded differently to the backlash, things might have played out differently. If she had acknowledged the criticism with emotional intelligence, shown vulnerability, or explained her silence, the narrative could have shifted. Instead, she remained distant, and that lack of connection cost her. Fame isn't just about talent, it's about understanding people. And in this case, Blake Lively miscalculated what her audience needed from her. The question now is this the end for Blake Lively? The truth is, celebrities can bounce back. If Blake learns from this experience, if she grows from it, shows humility, and reconnects with her audience, she might just turn things around. But if she stays silent, if she ignores the shift that's happened, she risks fading into irrelevance. Because in Hollywood, the audience makes you, and they can just as easily unmake you. The choice is hers. Subscribe to watch more fascinating stories like this.